Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name's Oliver and in today's episode we're going to be talking about this, the IM5 100 Performance. I guess we need to talk about this, the looks. Very subjective, I know, but in this Nevis blue, which is £545, it looks quite nice, doesn't it? I think the wheels look great. I love the way they marry up with the design language. So it's very curvy. There's not much angulation or striking creases. It's very curvy. The whole thing is kind of shaped and formed like a bullet. Some people think this car is a bit of a Timu Taycan, I guess. You'll have to let me know. The front lights, I wasn't a huge fan, but when the lights are on, I really love that daytime running light and how sleek it is. I think it looks great. And then the front bonnet, if I zoom out a little bit and come down low, look at that. It looks a bit Stingray-esque. I've done a lot of diving in different seas. I've seen a lot of Stingrays and manta rays, and they've got to take some inspiration from that. And then the wheels look great, 20 inches, Pirelli P0 tyres, nice and sticky. And then coming around the back, this is where you see a little bit of Aston Martin, don't you? Come on, tell me that doesn't look like a little bit of a copy of the Aston Martin DBX. Gotta be honest, every time I park this car up, this is where I end up looking. Back of the car's absolutely gorgeous. Let me know what you think about the overall design in the comments, guys. My favourite thing about the car, it is quick. 751 brake horsepower. That's a 0 to 62 in 3.2 seconds. And the first time I got in this car, the start of the week, I was like, right, let's chuck it into sport. Took it down some B roads and it struggled for traction. So this is all-wheel drive. And it just skidded all over the place. Even, you know, wasn't the most driest of the day, but it has been dry roads since. And what happens is it chucks all of it to the back axle, all that torque, 751 brake horsepower in one go. And, you know, it's a little bit scary and get a bit hairy, especially if you're going around a corner and you plant your foot, because you can do that in a Tesla and you get the traction. So I think it probably just needs a software tweak. However, you put it in comfort mode and it's so much better. It's still really fast when you put it in comfort mode. So I hit the car, I hit the driving, and I'm in comfort mode now. And when you put your foot flat, you are whoosh, you are just sent off in a rocket ship. And every now and again, especially if you're turning into a corner or you're, you know, coming out of a corner and you put your foot down, you just feel that sort of slippage in the traction. You feel that, whoa, as we get catapulted forward. And that's in comfort mode. But when you put it in sport mode, oh my goodness. Here we go. I'm going to slow up a little bit, slam my foot, and way. So you get that head kick, the head slinging it back into this nice pillowy headrest of a seat. But I would say that as soon as you put it in sport mode, you have to kind of feather your foot and pedal response. So 50 to 70%. With my right foot on the accelerator, I'm able to manage that traction. Some people think that's playful and fun. Others might think it's not very safe. You'll have to let me know what you think. I've got to say, the tech in the car is brilliant. You've got auto cruise control, adaptive cruise control, you've got autopilot. All you need to do is just kind of press it down once to activate cruise control, and then a double tug, just a little bit of like other cars, i.e. Tesla, for the autopilot. Around the back, check this, you've got these really cool funky paddles, and that does the cruise control. So this one on this side does the distance, and then the ones under here, these ones do the speed up and down. You probably could say they're over-engineered, probably say, why aren't they used for regen? Well, because your regen is actually over here. So you can go through the infotainment and there's your settings there for your regen. But 10.5 inch screen here, a 26.3 inch screen here. So for those that like it big, you're going to love it. These toggle wheels, flick that up, there's a little shortcut, shows you the rear view camera, and the tech is great in here. And also, here you go, number of drive modes. We'll talk about that later on. Oh my goodness, what fun. And then scroll it down, you can turn off your driver, distraction warning, fatigue warning. It's got a number of cool little things as well. You've got these modes which are called intelligent advanced driving modes. So it will pull out for you, it will reverse for you, it will do a curbside maneuver, and it will do self park as well, where, you know, if you wanted self-park on a Tesla, it's £3,500 for the enhanced autopilot. So that's cool, it's got self-park. Then you've got these different scene modes. So you've got a nap mode where it will put your chair back, and then a rainy night mode which will prioritize vision and everything on the screen. So when you put it on, basically it goes a bit darker, just supposed to be a little bit easier for clarity and things like that. So it's got a dash cam. If we go here, you can see no SD card. So what you need to do is you have to insert a micro SD card. This is really hard, I don't know if I can get my camera in here, but down here in the middle between those two USBs, micro SD card, make sure it's above 64 gig, and then you've got a dash cam with your IM5. Okay, you've got something called crab mode in here. No, I'm not being rude. It's literally, put this on, it tells you what to do. Make sure all of these are on tick and your steering wheel straight. Click OK. And then what happens is, I'll show you up here, when I move my wheels, all right, you'll see the front wheels move the degrees and then the backs also move. Now this has got rear wheel steering, which is fantastic because obviously when you're going along and you're making a maneuver, a turn in the road, it works really well. But on this crab mode, basically you can go diagonal in one direction to the right or to the left, and it works even in reverse as well. So if you look at the wheels, when I turn them, the back wheels move as well. So maybe it will help you out in some sort of parallel parking or some other sort of situation. You can see when you're in crab mode because it's got a little orange crab or a purple crab there, but you'll have to let me know whether you think that's gimmicky or if it will actually help you out. I would say it is surprisingly comfy. Now I've actually had this car at the same time this week with a Tesla Model 3 Performance, and I would say this wins in terms of comfort levels. Now it is a passive damper setup, and I know the IM6 comes with air suspension, but what this does really well, it just rounds off some of those harsher potholes. I mean, on the A roads and the motorways, it's absolutely fine. It's really smooth, it's effortless, it's quiet as well, double acoustic glass. Now, on the B roads, where the roads are a little bit more cratered and scarred and pitted, that's when you start to feel it a little bit more. But what this does so well, it just, like I said, just rounds them off. So if you're thinking about, oh, what's the suspension like? It's great. It's been really comfortable for me this week, and I think it's one of its strengths. Let's check out the boot space. So we've got 457 litres. There is the opening, quite clever. Sort of camouflaged in the boot. And as we come in here, we've got 457 litres. Now what is actually really good is the opening, because if you compare it to like a Tesla, it's like a bit of a shallow opening, but you've got a nice big opening there. And then 457 litres, there's your cables. Underneath here, I got it out before, it's like Velcroed down. There's not really any storage, it's just mechanics of the car, batteries and stuff like that. This is another IM mag, so expect to have some sort of accessory, some sort of box you put in there, then you put your other bits in there so it doesn't rattle around. You've got a number of these cool tether points that stick up throughout the car. Then you've got a little socket there. Let's have a look what it looks like. Open it up for you, see? Gentlemen, showing you all of it. And there you go, you've got your speakers back here as well, but you'll have to let me know. 457 litres, do you need more than that? Let's check out the frunk space, because this does have a frunk. Oh, a very tiny one. So in comparison to a Model 3 frunk, which has got like 88 litres, this has got 18 litres. Enough for a tyre repair kit. You could probably squash your charging cables in there, but yeah, at least you got one. Let me know what you would put in there in the comments. Okay, in the rear you can see you've only got one USB-C charge port there, which you can see will be a bit of a problem if, you know, both your passengers want to charge their devices in the back. This is the IM magnet that's built into the seat. Accessories will come for that later on. And then this is the glorious rug. There's just something about a car that's got a decent thick rug that you can plunge your fingers into, and it does feel really nice. This is the lever in the rear that when you pull that forward, you can recline your rear seats. I think I showed you earlier on with me being in the back, just showing what kind of play you've got. So there it is, just a little plastic lever. You flick forward and then you can just rotate this. This is a little bit different. Don't see this too much, but these are your ISOFIX units, and you can just lift up the Velcro and put it straight into those holes on both sides. So that is pretty handy. So I'm 5'11". You can see I've got a little bit of headroom there. Not a ton, not a load. Also my thighs, if you look here, they're kind of lifted up a bit. My feet are being pushed up. I can slot them just about underneath. Okay, we need to talk about real world range. So IM say this is a 96.5 kilowatt hour battery and you can expect to see 357 miles of range on this performance trim. I've been seeing 2.6 miles per kilowatt hour, which then add that up to a 96.5 kilowatt hour battery, you're looking at 250 miles of real world range. That's almost 107 miles off really, isn't it? But it is cold here in England at the moment, and because it's a press car, a lot of people have been getting this car and they've been ragging it around. So over its lifetime of just over 2,000 miles, you can expect, you know, when it comes to some hooligans, they're going to drive it fast. But there you go, 2.6 miles per kilowatt hour, 250 miles world range. You'll have to let me know if that's good enough for you. So when you're going a little bit quicker, there is a slight bit of body roll, and you only notice that if you're going in on a B road quite fast into a tight corner. Other than that, handling's really good, really direct. It's kind of light in the comfort setting. When you put it into sport, it stiffens up a little bit, but as you can imagine, quite vague like other electric cars out there, but it's predictable, it does the job. What I do want to say is, doing a turn in the road, an absolute doddle. So you've got 12 degrees of play with the rear wheels, and I'm just going to show you, and I'm going to be able to do this in one go. So when you're nice and slow, I'm going to do that, full lock, and I'm going to get round here in one, you know. Can't do that with many other cars. And the rear wheel steering, it works a charm, especially if you've been to supermarkets, just putting it into spaces. It is really good because some brands, i.e. BMW, Mercedes, that have rear wheel driving, you have to pay extra, unlock the software to get full degree tilt, whereas IM, they just give it you. Okay, let's talk about pricing then. So if you want to buy one of these, £48,495, that's 11.5 grand cheaper than the Tesla Model 3 Performance. However, I think leasing is a great way into one of these because one, it's IM, it's a new brand we don't know much about. It's basically a premium MG. It's not an MG, although the IM brand have put MG badges on it, which is a bit weird because you don't see Genesis putting Hyundai badges on their cars or Lexus with the Toyota badge. So anyway, lease deals, this is what I found. 3 years, 12 months up front, which is £3,200. It's £269 and 72 pence per month. What I've got here, well, I'll put them in link in the description below. That's at 5,000 miles. For example, if you want a little bit more than 5,000 miles, then you're looking at, if you want 6,000, it's £8 a month more. 8,000 is £22, so 10,000. Say you want 10,000 miles, £37, right? Now you've got a £307 per month car, which is the standard range. So this one gets 304 miles of range, and you're paying 3.6 up front, 10k. I think this is the best way into a lease deal. If you really want to push and you want this one, the 751 brake horsepower performance trim, then add another £160 on. So that'll make it, you know, £460. Something you could do if you want the long range version, add another £100. So there you go. There's some lease deals we've just spoke about, but I'll put a link in the description below. Obviously they can change, but you'll have to let me know what you think about those deals. You have a cool little button here which opens the doors. Just press that, door open. You've got a little bit of space that goes through your center console here. Some good materials, to be fair. It does feel, you know, pretty plush and premium, and the seats are nice. That looks like a Turtle 6-pack, doesn't it? Very padded. And then you've got a wireless phone charger. What I love about it is it's ventilated. They all need to be ventilated. This material is quite rough and harsh though. Some people that might be a little bit anal with their phones, a bit like me, might not want to put it on this type of material. Other people give you a bit of a velvet or a faux suede kind of backdrop, which would have been kind of nice, but yeah, at least they've got it ventilated. There is no glove box. What? We're not used to that. But anyway, it wraps around there quite nicely. You've got a little bit of pattern on the door cards, and then there are all the speakers that go throughout, and you've got a massive panoramic sunroof, which is also great. So that has been the episode on the IM5. You'll have to let me know what you think of the car down in the comments below. I'll also put some lease deals on this car in the description. Let me know what you think. As always, throw me a like. If you like the episode, get us subbed, and I'll see you on the next one. If you've made it this far, thank you ever so much for watching. I've just popped up 2 more videos on your screen that you also may like. If you do watch one, let me know what you think.